when I was a kid, my father was right, and I was a girl, so my opinion didn't matter so much. So I learned to listen rather than to speak. Now, I don't know if that's common.
I can't believe it didn't piss you off. I mean,
you know,
that would have made me crazy.
I think it did, but
Yeah.
I just kind of acquiesced.
Maybe it motivated you to succeed. Maybe he gave you a great gift.
Maybe. But also what happened is I turned my weakness into my strength. So listening is the way I run the business, you know, by getting more opinions, by working together with others. And so I think women bring more of that, you know, listening for what's happening for the sewer in the supply chain, you know, what's happening for the people in the business.
I think we're going to have a lot of disagreement on this topic because I think, in my view,
we should hang out and talk more about this.
It's a disservice to women to not make it clear that it's purely on merit that they get these positions, and it should be that way because they have the merit.
But I told you, yeah, they have it, absolutely. And I'm not saying that they don't have the merit.
She's making a baseline assumption that plenty of women have the merit, and everybody should just agree with that.
But to add on to that, I think the definition of merit is different from where you sit and from where each one of us sits.
Right.
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay.
And why would you say that?
I say that because
Merit's very measurable,
let me just
isn't it?
tell you.
Is it not measurable?
It is not. It's measured in different ways through different eyes.
Yeah.
I'm an electrical engineer. I was at a company for 25 years, Qualcomm before Microsoft. So many times I almost dropped out because I was told over and over again, you never talk, you never speak up. I don't know, I'm talking a lot right now, but I'm actually very introverted. And I was in this all-male environment, and basically I was on the very edge of just being washed out of that career. And I had an ally, one of my managers came up to me and said, you know what, tell me what's wrong here. And I said, I'm just never going to be that thing you want me to be. I mean, on our performance reviews, it said, speaks up, assertive, aggressive, all these things I wasn't ever going to be. And he said, I'm going to change all this. And we now have, well, from that point, that was a long time ago, but they changed the performance reviews to collaboration, good listeners, good teammates.
Project outcome.
Yeah, and you know, they
Just think of it differently.
they just think of it differently. And so now there was two lists of attributes, and men had some of those attributes, and women had some of the aggressive attributes. But it was
a great
at least
segue
we had both.
to a really big topic regarding these performance reviews in large corporations. This concept that women are afraid to speak out to a room of peers that are men. Let me give you some data. Again, I love things that if they're important, you have to be able to measure them. So here, listen to this data. We'll use Shark Tank for this because it's been on for 15 years in multiple geographies, tens of thousands of pitches in multiple languages by multiple companies by equal men and women. It turns out, this is an uninformed study, but it's interesting. Somebody went back and looked at the unedited tape in England, in Canada, the United States, and Australia, and noticed that in every case where a check was written to a company, the person that made the pitch was able to articulate the opportunity in 90 seconds or less. This attribute wasn't random. It was there 100% of the time. And what this particular, I think it was a PhD student at U of T, said was, perhaps communication skills in today's world, by the way, does not determine the outcome of the company. It just determined that this person got a check from an investor. Perhaps things have changed, that our communication skills really matter a lot. And that if you want to lead and you want to get people to invest in you, and if you want people to follow you, and this is defined by a performance review, and you can't communicate, then maybe you can't perform after all. And that maybe this is something we should be teaching all students. If you go into engineering, I don't recall a class on communication skills in any college that I taught at. Let's discuss that, because you brought it up, Peggy. You said, I got bad reviews because I wasn't talking. Well, I think if you can't talk, you're screwed.
I don't know. It's this close to being screwed, I guess. But I think we just have to shine a light on different attributes all mix in to build better products and better services and things. And so if you have all of one type, for instance.
But is it holding women back? Is that attribute holding women back in corporate America today? Not willing to project, defend, lead?
I think corporate America has to realize that good listeners are a positive thing to have on the team as well.
You're not bad at this.
Yeah, it's about diversity, right? What are we here for? We're about diversity of thought, and we're about sharing ideas, and we're about bringing in a collective group of people together to really discuss the ideas that we're not focused on every single day of our lives. And this is a conversation about diversity of leadership styles, diversity of skills, diversity of what we bring to the table. Sometimes it's not the talking, it's the listening. Sometimes it's not the decision making, it's the collaborating. And we're really like laying that all out here, like what other things? Let's not get stuck on one or two. Let's list 10 of them. What's another thing that women bring to the table that's different, that can really break us out?